link to Ian. And he begins showing you the various range of poisons that are available and describing to you the general uses and rules of poison.
Yeah,
I can think of a better
gives
word
me
than
this
rules.
document. Yeah, okay.
He gives you the document. He starts running you through everything.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's take a break because I should have given Ian that document a while ago, and I'm hungry.
Okay.
So I'm going to go grab a box of cheese straws, I think.
How long break you thinking?
Grab.
Ian's going to take, I don't know, 5 minutes to get through that, maybe 10 if he's got questions, and I'm just going to go downstairs and grab something real quick. So.
Yep, I'll do the same then.
Yeah, also try and see how much his sword is worth. Which, I mean, I probably I have like a... I can look it up. Like a background deals with that stuff.
Okay.
I have a guild artisan background. I probably can make like an educated guess at least. And with like a 48-hour buyout period, considering we have to leave tomorrow night.
Sure, okay. Wait, so what's the buyout price you're putting it at?
I don't know, can I
You're
make
trying
like
to figure out what it's. Yeah, okay.
appraisal?
So like it'll be bids with a buyout price, like just how it actually is. Like the auction
yeah.
lasting 48 hours. Okay. Yeah, it's like a +1 two-handed weapon, so that's worth what, like 2,000 gold or something? Someone who knows? 1,000? I don't actually know.
I have 12 gold pieces.
So we'll say you put it like starting bid 1,000, buyout 2,000.
Yeah, sure. Starting at 1,200, buyouts
okay.
1,500, maybe.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so we're fishing for a little bit of a higher basic bid, but we want to sell it quick. Okay,
Yeah.
I see how it is. I've done auctions like this before.
Exactly. It's all
Okay.
I do. You want to deal with the hassle.
Right. So okay, you do that, and then you go back to the cathedral with Shallan, or you have more business to take care of. Do either of you have any more business today? Oh, yeah, Josh is
No, he's not here.
Yeah, it is. He's gone.
I think. Is there like a? There's not like a police bureau or whatever, right? But is there like a somewhere I can maybe file a missing persons report or something?
Yeah, there's Stormwind City Hall is right next to the cathedral, so I suppose that'll be the best place to inquire.
Okay. Yeah, so first I go there and give whoever's behind the desk the description of Augustus. Basically try and find out if anyone's seen him. I'll say he's missing. And if they haven't, then I'll mention that he's a dangerous criminal who should be looked out for.
Did I come back to you talking
Okay.
about Silas? Just kidding.
Yeah, well, so yeah, she says she has no idea if anyone's seen him because, frankly, nobody's sort of been looking for him. And then she said, you say he's a dangerous criminal, but I don't know, you're not sort of oozing credibility. So she kind of gives you a like, yeah, all right, honey, sort of thing, and makes a note of it.
It's very disrespectful. But okay, that's fine.
You did feel slightly sassed.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's like customer service, so get salty.
Yeah, you know what that's like to deal with.
You got 10 sassed.
What's that?
And I return to the...
Yep, you guys back at the cathedral, and are you content to wait there until Silas turns up?
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, like if you've got anything else you want to do in the day, now's the time to do it because.
So no, Shallan, do you have anything?
Sure, she-boy. You got anything you need to get done, or are you happy to
Nope,
wait until
not
Silas
at all.
turns up? Cool. Okay, so Silas, you spend the day being instructed in the minutiae of crafting and using instant poison.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a kind of, I don't know, like a telemarketed product.
Yeah,
doesn't
instant
it?
poison. Poison your enemies instantly.
Okay. And then, and when you finish, you thank Mr. Fell. He says, don't mention it. Always a pleasure. Next time you're in Stormwind, hit me up and we'll see what other mischief we can get up to.
Sounds like a plan, my man.
My man. And you head upstairs to find Elling waiting for you.
Ah. Hello, sir.
Hello, Silas. How went the instruction? Was it
Good.
everything you'd hoped for?
It was very informative. I feel I've got that one cracked.
Got that one cracked, eh? Out of interest, which poison did you elect to learn about?
The instant poison, so.
Why does this not surprise me?
I don't really like thinking things through.
Yes. You know, Silas, I've often wondered how you've been so successful as a rogue, given how fundamentally unsubtle your personality is.
Must be my innate luck.
Something like that, anyway. Come upstairs. I've found an office for us to talk in. He leads you upstairs to an empty room away from prying ears. I don't know if that's an expression, but it is now.
Prying ears. Yep.
Prying ears. And closes the door and says, I have information for your next assignment.
Okay, kind of, service straight up, yes. Make it look like I'm paying even more attention, but obviously I always pay attention.
Of course. You'd never not notice anything.
Of
He hesitates slightly for a second, as though, well, you've never sort of seen him hesitate in delivering instruction like this before, as though he's sort of slightly worried about your reaction to something, and says, for the duration of your next assignment, at least, I have recruited both Shalan and Talia to accompany you. They've proven themselves capable, and frankly, they've seen my face, they know who I am, and I need to get them out of the city. They're loyal to the Alliance, and hopefully you'll be able to work with them as well as, or possibly even better than you've worked with them up until now. Is that going to be a problem?
No, I'm sure I'll manage it. I'll do my best to work well with them. See
that you do. Your mission, whether or not you choose to accept it, will be to travel to Tirisfall Glades and perform a variety of surveillance operations.
Let me find a map.
Basically, the northern part of Eastern Kingdom.
He says, so, in precise detail, you will be sent to Tirisfall Glades to perform a variety of surveillance operations. We know now for certain that Vol'jin, the troll, has died of his wounds sustained on the Broken Shore, and that Sylvanas Windrunner has taken over as war chief of the Horde. While Anduin is, while the king is still confident in our ability to maintain good diplomatic ties with the Horde in order to drive back the Legion, even despite our disastrous efforts on the Broken Shore thus far.
Yes.
Master Shaw and myself have deep suspicions of what the Horde might be planning, specifically Sylvanas. You and your two companions are to travel to the Tirisfall Glades, where you will observe for no less time than 2 days each the following locations.
Okay, yeah, I kind of, get out my little...
Get out your notebook.
Get out my notebook. Part of the character for notes, I was doing spells part here. Notes.
He says, the Zeppelin Tower just south of Brill, paying special attention to the comings and goings. Is anyone important arriving? Is anyone important departing? Yeah, so the Horde's primary, they use ships as well, but the Horde's primary method of transportation for long distances across Azeroth is a network of Zeppelins, run by goblins. And so there's Zeppelin links. It's air transport, basically. The Zeppelin links from Brill to Orgrimmar to Thunderbluff to the major Horde cities.
Sure.
So it's basically you observe the Zeppelin Tower, pay special attention to VIP comings and goings, who's arriving to see the new war chief, who is departing, and where and what Zeppelins are they boarding. Then next on the list is Death Knell.
Where's that, Sleepers?
That is a little town. If you're looking at where it says, you see the Whispering Forest? It's just on the southern end of that. If you go if you see where Brill is, if you were to go west out of Brill along that red line and then south.
Oh yeah, I see Death Knell.
Death Knell.
Yeah, I see Death Knell.
That is the primary recruiting ground for where they dig fresh Forsaken out of the ground. Count over a 2-day period roughly how many are raised. What tasks are they being assigned? Is there a military recruitment drive occurring? While you're at it, observe troop movements in the general area. As far as we know, most of the undead legions are deployed on the Broken Isles. is that information outdated? Is there military activity occurring?
Understood.
And finally, we need you to watch the no, it says your final target will be something you will spend no more than a day on, for the risk of exposure here is greatest. There is a
1 day, so you said, right?
yes, no more than 1 day.
Okay.
There is a sewer entry to the Undercity that we've used in operations in the past. It leaks fetid sewage and undead refuse into Lordaeron Lake. We simply need you to watch it, and if you feel the situation allows, potentially investigate it to discover exactly to what extent it is guarded these days and to what extent it is used. Should we need it in the future, simply discover the precise nature of that potential backdoor into the undead capital. Those will be your 3 targets. 2 days each on the first 2, no more than a day on the latter. Stay as safe as possible. And if at all possible, draw no attention to yourself whatsoever. Ideally, the Horde would not know that you had been and gone. That said, if while you're there you discover opportunities to gather additional intel, messengers, runners that could be intercepted and the intelligence gathered, use your own discretion to decide whether or not it's worth the risk. We're flying somewhat blind here, Silas. Anything you can report back on about the plans that Sylvanas Windrunner is forming will be invaluable.
I understand, sir.
Very good. He reaches into he goes, and I guess because he wouldn't, it was not his office, it's just not. Okay, so he reaches into his bag and pulls out a hefty sack, and he says, and hands it over. It contains 2,000 gold pieces. He says, this will form your operating budget for this mission. Try not to spend it all at once.
Yes, sir.
Highly doubt you'll need any more, but it's possible that you might not need any less, so... We've erred on the generous side here, in case you should be trapped for some time behind enemy lines. And, I don't know, need to buy cheese or something.
Yeah. You can get that studded leather, you know.
In addition, and he pulls out 2 smaller sacks and says, these are for Shallan and Talia in payment as requested for services already rendered.
I'll make sure to pass it on to them.
Thank you. And
after his delivery fee, surcharges.
Yeah, exactly. After the 50% tax. He says, finally, would you? What about the state of their equipment? Shalana and Talia, do they require anything additional? Talia in particular didn't look very well equipped the few times I've seen her.
Yes, Talia, I was waiting on her, I'm not quite sure how she prefers to fight. She showed almost an adverse reaction to using a weapon when we were...
So a monk then?
I don't believe so. I think she just perhaps has a flair for the dramatic. But I believe, at least when I first encountered her in the fight against York, she wielded a large sword with surprising familiarity.
A flair for the dramatic, you say?
Indeed.
Well, do be sure that doesn't get in the way.
I'll try not to.
I anticipated that there might be some equipment needs. Rather than eat into your operating budget, I had Matthias draw up a writ, which he pulls out a piece of paper, which is of a letter, and hands it to you, and he says, the various armorers of the old town will recognize the seal. Take yourself and your companions tomorrow and outfit yourselves as you deem necessary. It won't cover anything magical, but
okay.
Supplies and basic equipment Yes, yeah. He doesn't. Yeah, I don't know how he'd reply to that, but I
Yeah.
guess he'd raise an eyebrow. He'd raise an eyebrow and like, really, you want to carry a silver weapon around?
It's they don't actually do shit to organs, do they?
Isn't that a little? I don't know. Do they?
I don't know. I don't think they do.
Okay, well then they don't.
Yeah.
He says, yes, of course. Traveling into territory with such abominations as exist these days, it would be foolish to go unprepared. It will cover silver armaments.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. I'll put it to good use.
Good. Your travel arrangements will be that tomorrow evening you will board the Deep Run tram to Ironforge. From there, a Griffin flight have been arranged for the three of you to take you to Wildhammer Stronghold in the hinterlands. I guess you're going to want to follow these on the... It's not Wildhammer Stronghold, it's Airy Peak. It is the stronghold of the Wildhammers, but it's called Airy Peak. Airy Peak in the hinterlands.
Wait, who owns that? Like,
the Wildhammer clan dwarves.
Okay. The dwarves go that far north. Cool. Do you go back
from Airy Peak, it'll be your decision how best to travel. You're more likely to be discovered by the Horde should you travel through Hillsbrad and up through Silverpine Forest. It's more their territory. But your travel will be more at risk from wandering monsters and general dangers of the world should you take the route through the Plague Lands. He doesn't have. He probably doesn't specify that to you.
I just know that. Yeah, I might ask you some more cool Alex.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. So yes, from Airy Peak, it'll be your decision how to make your way to whichever target you choose to survey first.
Understood. And on the return journey, we will journey back to Airy Peak?
Yes, return to Airy Peak. You may have to wait there,
of course,
a day or two while the necessary arrangements for your transport are made, but it is certainly true that you will be looked after there once you've returned. Should you find yourselves unable to return to Airy Peak, then any Alliance stronghold in continental Lordaeron will serve you well. For example, you could make your way back to Gilneas if that served better.
Understood. Hey, I thought Gilneas was all taken over by the Forsaken, no?
No, it was the battle of Gilneas that Forsaken were driven back.
Okay. I feel like all the way back to the wall.
Yeah, like all of Gilneas is now under Worgen control. It was supposed to be like a cool new city in the game, but Blizzard fucking pussied out and fucking bastards.
It still looks pretty cool though.
Right. I believe I understand my order, sir.
Good. Spend the evening and tomorrow seeing to your companion's equipment situation and taking care of any other tasks that may be required in Stormwind. Tomorrow at sundown, you will board the Deep Run tram for Ironforge.
Yes, sir.
That will be all, Silas. Good luck.
Stand up, give him like a salute. You know, I'm gonna do like an official like. Let's see if I go die this time.
I look forward to reading what intelligence you recover.
I look forward to recovering it, sir. And I kind of walk out the door
and leave. Good.
Walk out the door.
Try not to get mugged while I got all the gold when I walk back to the... Yeah, I'll walk back to the cathedral.
Bugs with hand axes.
Handbags, what?
Hand axes.
Oh, handbag.
You're wearing very fashionable handbags.
Yeah.
Some thugs with handbags turn up. It's just
Frightening.
Terrifying.
But yeah, I'll head back to the cathedral.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you just assume that the other two are in their
I don't know where else
quarters.
I would look for them for.
Yeah, so you go to look for them there, and are the other two in their quarters?
Yeah.
What a same quarter. Wow, check out, wow.
Open
Okay.
door.
That's nice.
Who
Who says I knock on your door first, Chaco?
Lan's door.
Okay. Whoa, even better. No, but yeah, I don't know. I did knock on both your doors at the same time.
Man.
Shiver. Come in. Okay.
We're in the same room after all.
You're in the same room. You're in the same room. Okay.
No.
No, you're not.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, if
We're
time
not We're not to that level in the relationship yet.
If Talia says come in, yeah, I'll go into her room. I'm gonna go in. What? What,
Okay.
Jacko? You say
No.
come in. What do you want me to do? Like, if I knock on the door and someone to come in, I'm gonna go in.
I know
Why
she
you-
would come in.
So I go in. I'm like, Talia,
Hmm.
is Shalan in her room? Do you know?
That's the last time I
Okay, I best
Did I get her?
talk to the both
Last time I
of you once.
sneaked a look.
I kind of go outside, knock on her door again, and Shalan.
Yes,
I kind of open the door. I'm like, Shalan,
I'm
think
naked.
you have- Okay. We
Joke,
elf.
joking.
I'm a dog, it's
No.
fine. I'm like, Shalan,
He's
we have
lost.
some matters to discuss.
Mhm.
And I kind of like,
I
Talia,
just-
did you come to the door?
I
Yeah,
kind of
no,
like make
I'll
assume like,
follow
do
you
I
into
need
the
to
room.
follow you
I
then,
don't know.
or
Talia, did you no, we just leave and go to Talia's room when she's waiting for no.
No, I'll follow
so
you
no.
into her room.
Okay. So me and you walk in.
Okay.
It's
Is
easy.
there a table in here, or is there just like a bed that we will have to sit on?
Let's get cozy under the covers, guys.
Okay. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a fun journey.
there's tables. There's like a desk and a mirror and like a table with some chairs around it, and like they're quite well furnished. These rooms.
Okay.
The chamber pot. And it's full
Oh.
again.
Oh, okay, good.
Come on,
Alright.
Shalon. What the fuck?
God damn, Shalan, stop eating all the coke.
Turns out Shalon is like dainty priestess, very soft spoken, but man, does she take massive
Oh, yeah.
shits.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
just
A lot of
huge.
noise at night, yeah.
Alright, so I'll kind of like take a seat and I'll be like,
Yeah.
I believe Elling told you what's happening next?
What's
That
true?
you'd be coming to explain where we're going. Yes.
He gave you no details?
We know that we are invading the
Invading?
Invading is a strong word. I
Yeah,
do not
it's like-
believe we will have a war band.
Three-person invasion's not likely to succeed.
Well,
We
the
are
one man
entering-
Talia, the one man invasion that doesn't like weapons.
Yeah.
But I'll suplex every fucking another.
Get out of my way, bitches. Abominations, beware the suplex.
Right, I guess I'll say we are entering Undead's territory.
Indeed,
Attempts to recover information.
that is correct. I won't go over the exact details now. I'll go into more detail when we're out of the city and we can make sure we are not perhaps going to be overheard in any way. But for now, we are indeed heading towards Lordaeron. We will be undergoing an intelligence mission together. Tomorrow we will head towards Ironforge and from there to Airy Peak, and from there we will continue our journey on foot. I have to say, in a way, I'm quite surprised you two agreed to go on this. You did not. I don't know. I did not think you were the type.
For me, it was kind of a spur of the moment decision. Quite impulsive sometimes.
I see.
I think I might be regretting it.
Well, if you believe you're going to get second source at any point in the journey, please do it now before we're in Lordaeron.
I'll tell you before.
Excellent.
It's like at the point where you see like the fucking Zeppelin arrive.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'm out here, boys. She goes on the Zeppelin. It's like,
Like you see the Zeppelin arrive and like Gallowick steps off and you're like, oh, I don't like goblins, I'm out of here. Ew.
you don't have to
Don't say the big goblin.
Okay.
Wait, Elling, you have been in his employ for a while. He's quite fond of you, I assume?
I don't think he sent me on a suicide mission, if that's what you're implying.
What I was afraid of, perhaps.
Yeah.
An easy way
I-
to dispose of people that he wishes not.
I mean, I will not say it is safe, because it did most certainly not, but if he thought it was likely to end in our death, I believe he at least would have sent some followers.
Well, I mean, you never know. It might be just convenient. Either you come back with intelligence or you die. Either way.
Like, that's definitely a possibility.
It's
but
a
I think-
win-win, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's definitely not safe, but I don't think we're like... I don't think he thinks it's a suicide mission. But for one thing, it would be stupid to say, like, he would send you guys and not me, and then if you die, you don't know anything about the SI-7.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but
Or he would
Which
have
is
killed us in
why
the
I asked
sewage.
we would be doubtful on it, and it's another way to
That's
get
true.
rid of a kind of
Yeah, I mean, it's
subordinate.
possible.
He's not great at his job, so
Yeah. Exactly.
we don't have to
It could be
pay him
trial by fire,
severance.
sure. Trial by fire. But also, this is less of the being a rogue that I don't like, which is being subtle and, interacting with people. It's more just go there and,
Yeah.
look at stuff.
Do the job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, either way, tomorrow we will make our preparations and in the evening we will head out. I kind of, reach into my backpack and draw out the two, they were quite small sacks ones, he said. With
Yeah.
those two. Yeah, they're identical, right? I haven't
Yeah.
looked at them.
So
but
you
they
hand
look
us
the
your small sack. Okay.
same. I mean, it's a
You each
big
get
handfuls.
access to one of the small
Small
sacks.
Small.
Okay.
Okay, in each sack is 500 gold.
It's like this was from Travis. $500 gold and 500 more. 500 for you and 500 for Shala. Wait, did you already have 500?
I'll have 500.
Okay.
Oh,
At
yeah,
least.
I say, speaking of gold, by the action
Mhm.
today, and here's the sword we have been given. Really, none of us really are wielded, can price from ranging from 1500 to 2000. Considering we are going to be spending a good amount of time together, I was thinking perhaps let it after. That sounds fair to you.
That sounds very fair. He has also given me money for the journey, so I should better take care of all our travel arrangements and food and provisions. Also, he prepared a. I'm only use of it being used in the terms of ritual passage. I get to be like a ritual purchase. He had prepared a ritual purchase for us. Yeah, so that tomorrow we may go to the old town, and if there's any equipment, I know Talia. I'm not sure if it is just your way of fighting, but if you wish to get some new arms and armor, the old town will be able to provide it to us.
Would be
I would also
fantastic. I
recommend-
currently do not own any.
Good,
weapons.
good. I would also make sure to recommend we invest in some silver weapons if we encounter more of the demons.
Yes.
Is
Would you
silver
think so?
particularly effective against demons? I never knew this.
Yes, I believe it helps sever their ties to this world.
Send them back to the twisting nether.
Exactly, yeah. Is it nighttime, Chris?
Yeah, sun is down by now. It's probably 7, 8.
Okay.
Could even
Uh,
find some dinner.
So, kind of an out of game question, but
Mhm.
it doesn't consider any magical purchases. But what about somewhat magic, like health potions and or
The
mana
old
potions?
health potion question. Well, why
I
don't you
want-
take the
this
rip
covers-
old town and yeah.
This covers 5,000 health potions.
Says
No, it
right
wouldn't be like
here.
that.
Says right here, 5,000 health potions. It
Doesn't
says
say.
in fucking
small
Silas's handwriting. It's like
What?
Crayon.
provide them all the arms and armor they require, and then scribble at the bottom and 5,000 health potions.
Yeah, you gotta be safe. But it is getting late, and we didn't have much sleep last night. I think I may retire tonight. Do I still have a roommate, Chris, or they kicked me out?
Yeah, no, you have a room here.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I guess it was only theoretically provided for one night, but no one seems to have kicked you
Yeah.
out yet. So.
Okay, so I'll stay in it.
We
If they
knew
wake
that
me up
these
at,
church
midnight.
folk are nice people.
Yeah, exactly. But in the morning, we shall go about our preparations if that suits you.